Do you see my screen?
No.
Maybe now. Do you see this one?
Yeah, no, I see.
With the email, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna start with Nick's question. Regarding the Q&A session, my question would be if you have something like a checklist for yourself, let's call it a checklist for success, with all those good habits that we try to develop, but we simply forget about them sometimes. I had this idea in the last session when I talked about how the way we dress affects us. I remember that at the very beginning, I used to get up in the morning, I took a shower and dressed like I would go to a real job. Then there was a day when I felt very uncomfortable in my jeans, and so I put my tracksuit pants. Sitting in front of the computer for 12 hours or more in jeans can be very uncomfortable. I agree, man. However, while in this one case it might be okay to take it a bit more easy on some days and dress more comfortable, I never ever got back to dressing fine. I simply forgot about it and never thought about it again until you talked about it 2 weeks ago. As strange as it sounds. Maybe you know that problem, you read a book, there are very helpful tips in it, you start implementing things in your real life, and all of a sudden you forget about them. So maybe a list which we check from time to time would be a good thing. You could also take all the things that you did or that other successful poker players did and make something like a what the successful poker players do on a daily basis list. Maybe this could be a topic of a whole session. I don't know, it just came to my mind. What also would be interesting would be if you make a comparison about your good day. Okay, this is a second question. All right, so about the first question. Anyone wants to join in with an idea or say something?
I can say something. I think like a life plan thing you told us, like it was like a year ago already, and just checking what was it named, like RPM or something like that. What we made, yeah. We made, you taught us to make a document, like at first for every day and then for a weeks and for a month and so and I think that was kind of my list. Like I opened now one of my this daily document, and actually it was like at the beginning of the day I pointed out, I made a list what I want to do that day, like every morning before the session, and that was what were my like most
priorities.
Yeah, and like I see from I opened some random day and I see like first was like to play 10 hours and to take breaks and do Ulvar equities and comment hands and such stuff, and I think it worked like pretty well, because if I wrote it down in the morning, I just knew what I have to do, and I did it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So for me, I started doing my daily planning, daily schedule back in 2012, 2013. I think it was, I don't know exactly, I think maybe it was 2012. And basically what I did was I ordered the Anthony Robbins RPM system program, which included a daily planner, was it called? And this daily planner was adjustable with different pages, and you can attach and detach pages, so it was very flexible. And I used this for a year plus. I wouldn't say 2 years, a year and something. But the thing is that back in the days, I was doing a bunch of other things as well. So I needed to plan out my day very, very well. So it was very beneficial. And once I started playing more poker and doing less other stuff, which happened in the summer of 2013, then this purpose of this day-to-day planning kind of disappeared. And I make, mainly, so I have my vision, and I make my monthly goals, what I want to accomplish for the month, and then I make my weekly goals. And after that, on daily basis, I don't really, like, I'm just looking at my weekly goals and I go from there. Because like everything just became kind of a routine. However, this is like once everything is a routine, you just look at something broad, like weekly plans or like monthly plans, and you go from there. However, in the beginning, especially when you create your perfect routine, I completely understand what you mean by, like, um, you know, uh, things, like the book example that you gave. I completely understand that because it's happened to me thousands of times. And there, I think the best approach would be to take one step at a time. Like, for example, this week you want to create something good, something positive, or like this month, but not like 10 things, right? Like don't like, I think one big mistake that a lot of people do is that, like, today I'm gonna be a new man. I'm gonna start eating healthy. I'm gonna train 55 times per day or per week or whatever. I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. I'm not gonna drink. I'm not gonna smoke. I'm a new man. I don't think things work like that, because what happens is on the third day, like if you get to the third day, which I would be really surprised if anyone does, once you start doing some radical hyped up shit, then you get overwhelmed, and what usually happens is you naturally give up, and then you feel like shit, and then you do it all over again, and then you feel like shit, and then you do it all over again. At least that's a personal example, and an example from the students that I've worked with. They want to change everything at once, and it doesn't work like that. So in my opinion, the most optimal way is, like, I think it's mandatory for every single person to have at least his monthly goals, right? Like ultimate vision and the life plan. This is like mandatory. Like, if you don't know where the fuck are you going, it's pointless. Everything is pointless. So as much as I know, Nick, now you're like into other things as well, but as much as you change your approach and your plans, you still need to plan things out and see which direction are you going, and which direction do you want to end, and do you want to go. Like, life plans are changeable all the time, but you gotta have them. You gotta have this direction. You gotta have this purpose. You gotta have this meaning. And after that, you're just chunking down, as we spoke in the first session. And I think it's like completely mandatory to have a monthly plan. And then from this monthly plan, you just say, for example, this month, I'm going to implement one good habit into my life. Let's implement, for example, meditation. So I'm gonna force myself on daily basis to meditate for this entire month. I'm pretty sure after that it's gonna stick, man. Probably didn't wear the jeans for 21 days, right? there was this book, the 21-day habit or whatever, that basically has this concept that whenever you do one new thing for 21 days straight, it becomes a habit and it stays forever. So yeah, as far as planning goes, I can give you some tips if you want to. Again, like personally at the moment, I'm not using a daily planner, but I can show you. I can show you some. I think it was called Passion Planner. Well, this thing, I use this actually not that long ago. Can you hear me, by the way, guys? Can you still hear me? Hello? 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 What? Can you hear me, guys? Currently, only staff can participate in the conference call.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Can you hear me, guys? Hello? Say something, please, if you hear me.
Yeah, hi. Now I hear you again.
Oh, there's some fucked up strange shit with this program. Anyways, this is the Passion Planner. It looks very girly, but it's actually pretty fucking cool. Honestly, you can order it. I mean, I ordered it in Malta like a year ago or something like that. So basically, it's from the States, but you can order it everywhere. And it's pretty cool because, you know, like, I don't know if you guys are into things like that, you know, like writing down. I think the power of writing down with a pen instead of a keyboard is way higher. And this Passion Planner is very well organized because, like, for example, in the beginning when you open it, you make a mind map of where you want to go, where you want to be. You know, like their type of mind map, the way they advise you to do it. Then you have it months, then you have the weeks, and you can buy an option which is without dates. So basically you write the date, right? So you have the one with the dates, which start from 1st of January 2017, and then you have dateless, which you can start from tomorrow. And you have like a bunch of different cool stuff, like not to-do list that you can stick in, like creating habit list that you can stick in, and you can download all of those things from here, basically, right? So, for example, you okay. Okay. Well, you gotta take the password to download them, and basically you download them and then you attach them to your Passion Planner. So this is like an option for the guys that really want to get into it. As I said, I bought it. I actually have it even here in Costa Rica somewhere, but I don't use it anymore because, again, like for me right now, everything is just a routine, and like I know what I need to do. The other thing that I said is the RPM. What was it called? This one. This one I wouldn't. I don't recommend this one. Yeah, these are the lists. These are how the lists look like. But this is what it is. And on this picture, yeah, basically this is it. On this picture, it looks really small, but it's fucking huge. This shit is enormous, and this shit should be sold like 30 years ago. You know, like it's like nowadays. Nowadays, this is just not a thing. You know. So don't take this one. I think the Passion Planner, you have it in two options, big and small. I would definitely take the smaller option because I bought the big and it's still too big. So yeah, another thing that you can do, is like this schedule in Google. This is again like how your schedule looks like, and honestly, I think this is also kind of useless because I've made this. You see, the last time I was here was March. You see the week in March, and since then basically everything is just a routine. Honestly, my schedule still looks the same way without the training part. but what I'm trying to say is that it's like absolutely the same. Nick, does this answer your question or not really?
Yes, more or less. I mean, I'm good in planning anyways. I mean, I'm good in planning, not in executing. I guess I'm just the person like the person who wants to change everything and does it for 3 days, like you said it, and then it somehow doesn't work out.
No, it doesn't. I mean, I'm also the same, by the way. Like, I also go very radical.
Yeah, I mean, what I meant was like I do plan, but like things like what I said, dress fine. That's something I didn't write down, or I didn't try to make a habit out of it. I just thought, yeah, okay, dressing fine every day, and then I just forgot it. And I think that's often the small things that we forget because we don't even write them down because they are so small, but maybe they have a bigger impact than we think.
Yeah, you can also make a note, like this Evernote that you can stick on your desktop, right? Just like make a Evernote, dress well today or whatever. So whenever you start your computer, you see it, for example.
Yeah, I made a checklist for developing habits now. I mean, it's an empty checklist, so I can write down whatever I want, and I will just lay it down in front of my computer, and every morning when I get up, then I read like, are you well dressed? And I can say yes and start the day. For example,
that's good.
Or did you take a cold shower in the morning? Yes. Okay, I can start the day. Something like that. Did you meditate? Yes.
That's great. Just be careful not to make the mistake you have made so far and getting overwhelmed. And like good things, good changes takes time. It's not like it's not as easy as oh, listen, I'm gonna be a machine from now on. Because before that, I'm not saying that's you, but like before that, like I was farting and I was like a lazy fucker. Now I'm gonna be a machine. I don't think things honestly work like that. I think it's a really step-by-step process if you want to do it right. If not, you're gonna burn and get anxious and angry and be like, this bullshit. I don't.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty aware of that mistake because I made it myself. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. But I think not.
Great. What also would be interesting would be if you make a comparison about your good days and your bad days, your good weeks, your bad weeks, your good months and your bad months. What do you do differently in your good times and in your bad times? Okay. All right. What other poker players? All right. So, basically, when I have my good weeks, I'm smiling more and everybody around me is happy. And when I have bad days, I'm sad and everybody around me is sad. Obviously, I'm just kidding, or maybe not. But in reality, man, I still haven't mastered my emotions to the level where I want them to be. And my poker results definitely dictate to some extent how I feel outside of poker, which is a very, very bad thing. And it's definitely not better right now than before, but it's still a thing. Generally, when things don't go my way, I try to push myself studying more. And when things go my way, I basically ditch studying, honestly. Like, I don't ditch it, but like I minimize it and I optimize my playing hours. I think that's a very important adaptation that people need to do, because in poker, as in everything else, we have our ups and our downs, and it's really hard to do any kind of work when things are shit. At least for me. I don't know if it's like this for everyone. I mean, in general, it's very hard to study at all, overall, you know. Like, I prefer a lot more to play than to study, and to study while playing. However, that's impossible if you want to accomplish better results. So generally, my approach is, whenever things go my way, I just give it my all on the table and play as much as I can. And wherever things are not going good, I immerse in this. I go in this off-table work. I generally tend to play a lot less, both in heads-up and MTTs. Basically, I'm minimizing my my playing time. Other things that I'm doing, I'm also dropping my highest limit. I'm usually starting with my lowest limit until I warm up. But yeah, like, basically the only thing that changes in my routine is my playtime, and I change it with studying. I don't know. I can ask here and there what people are doing. With Jan was the same. I can confirm that, because we're going through shit times together, and he also studies a lot. When he generally studies a lot, but especially when he runs bad, he does it even more. Noobson, we haven't really talked about it. Maybe Lauri can say something if he's still here about this.
Yeah, I'm here. I think if I'm running good, I'm more likely to want to learn. And although I play more, and if I have time enough, I study more also. And if I have bad times, I don't want to do anything. Like,
yeah, true.
And I'm playing in a automatic robot mode, and not studying at all. Like,
yeah. Well, that's the thing, man, that I truly believe that the only way to you know, like you say, I don't feel like doing anything, and that's correct. But like, whenever you run bad, usually what happens is you start doubting in your abilities. So you think like you're not good enough. You think like when you were winning, you just got lucky, and now you know, like, you're just losing because you suck and stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
And what I found about myself, especially once I started the PO GTO shit, which is extremely annoying. Well, it's not that annoying, because it's kind of it's kind of eye-opening about a lot of things. But like, once you start studying, and by studying I don't mean, you know, sit down and watch 1,000 videos. By studying, I mean open up Cardrunner CV and do like 3 hands after your bad session that you played like really bad, in your opinion, and just see how bad did you play them. And if you truly play them bad, just see what's the optimal way. And that work that you do reinforces your you're feeling that you're actually doing good, or if you're not doing good, that you're gonna do better, you know, because now you know, right? And it's really annoying to do that, but like if you put it, if you approach it from this point of view, from this perspective, that is like, okay, listen, obviously I'm running like shit. Let me see, you know, like where my game stands and if I can improve it right now. So if you approach from this point of view and truly look for something to improve, then I think it's gonna be very oh my god, man. Sorry. I think it's gonna be very very good. So yeah. So basically what I'm asking for is to have some insight into the mind of successful poker players. Okay, so I think another really important thing to mention is that successful poker players know and understand how the game of poker works and how things work, and this is also what separates them from the more inexperienced guys, is that even if they have like a very, very bad session today, they understand that this is completely normal, and as long as they didn't play like retards, which is a side effect of running bad, that will be fine. So I think this is like, it's a very simple thing, but I still believe that a lot of people don't really get the idea and don't really understand that, you know, like you're just gonna have like the days, and everybody has them. It's not like you see OTB Red Baron, or you see whatever Duck Poke or Fedor Holtz, and you're like, man, these guys are like sun running or whatever, you know, like it's not like that. They also have hundreds of thousands of US dollar losing days because they run bad and then they spew a little bit. They're also humans. We're all humans. We need to understand that. And what makes them good is that the next day they get up, they put in the hours, they put in the work against their will. In some cases, you know, there is nothing, none of them is gonna say, well, you know, like I'm running bad, so I don't feel like doing something. They have this hunger. Get up again, put in the work, next day, next battle. Let's fucking go. Oh, fuck. Like, honestly, I think I'm gonna die, man. Guys.
You can take a break if you want. We'll be waiting here.
It's okay, man. Okay. We have a couple of other questions. How to keep the bullshit away from thought process? There is much info out there nowadays, and sometimes it's quite hard to filter out the meaningless crap, so it's bad for focusing on the right aspects. Any ideas, guys? How to get rid of the meaningless bullshit around us? Do you think?
I think you can, or you should try to always be fully honest to yourself. Then you often realize what is meaningless crap you just want to believe because it's helpful as an excuse or something like that, and what is real good, valuable information. Mm-hmm. That's, I think, the only thing one can do for themselves, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, am I excusing or am I using this these obviously crappy info just as an excuse, or yeah, like that?
Yeah. So the thing is that once you know what is crap and what is good, how do you eliminate the crap is the question. Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, if you know what is crap and what is good, then just be honest to yourself and just be aware of the moments where you just go after the crap because it's the easier thing to do, like that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I
But
agree.
that's obviously not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy. I agree with you. And things that can help again here are like to have your plan, to have your life vision. We always get back to the core, to the basics. Once, I think it's pretty easy for all of us to identify what is shit. I don't know exactly what you're talking about here. If it's like because about you can talk a lot about bullshit. You know, like you can talk that the social media is bullshit. You can talk like some distractions, other distractions around your bullshit, or maybe opinions of other poker players. You think it's bullshit. I don't know what exactly do you mean, but like you should kind of zone out. Also, we talked about eliminating some of the people around you. And again, this is something that like it's a pretty rough topic because some of them are family, friends, etc. But yeah, just focus on what you want to accomplish, what you want to achieve. Always have it in front of you, and whenever you see a distraction, eliminate it. Eliminate it. Yeah, basically ignore it or don't go that way. Another very important thing, in my opinion, is meditation. There is the so-called noting, noting, or noding, I don't fucking know, system, which is like basically what you do in this practice is I don't know if any of you has meditated, but once you start meditating in a quiet place, basically all kind of thoughts go through your head. Like you cannot focus on being present, especially in the beginning. It's really hard. You barely focus on your breathing and your body, and then you have like the thoughts of your day or what is going to happen, etc. Basically what the noting system is doing is you just label things, right? So for example, if you note that your mind is wandering away and you think about having sex with your girlfriend or whatever, then you just note it in your mind, label it, and say that's a thought, and then you just go back and focus to the present. So you do the same with emotions. For example, you're sitting there meditating and then you feel like you want to scratch your back, or like you feel like a pain in the shoulders or whatever. You just know that that's a feeling, and then you go back and focus on what's important. So I think this is very helpful because this is, again, once you master this and you're able to be present and you are able to label all your thoughts being good and being bad. It doesn't really matter what kind of thought goes through your head. You're just an observer and you just label it. This will be very helpful for you. For example, let's say once you master this and you find a distraction on your way, on your path to where you want to go, you just label it. That's a bad distraction. You just don't go there, right? So Daniel, if you're interested more about noding, or whoever is interested, you can check there is this app called Headspace, and the package about noding is called Self-Esteem Pack. So the Self-Esteem Pack is gonna teach you, in like, it has a bunch of parts, but like the first part is 10 days, and it's gonna teach you how to label the emotions and the thoughts that go through your head, and this will keep you in the present. Guys, I need to go to the bathroom. 1 second, please. I'm gonna mute this. You don't want to hear this one. Okay, it was maybe a false alarm. Still here. Okay. So yeah, definitely check into meditation, and again, like for distractions, always keep your plan in front of you and avoid all the bullshit. And it takes practice. Again, it's not like it's easier said than done. So you just gotta practice it, and you'll get there. Do you think playing my lowest limits is optimal on days where I do not feel I'm on top of my game, or is it better to put in some extra hours to fix mindset videos, mindset books, going through my goals, etc., and then playing my normal game? There are days where I do not give shit about poker and my thoughts are somewhere else, whatever I do. However, I noticed that working on my mindset regularly is so important, at least for me. When I slip out of this routine, things always go worse at some point. Of course, there is the variation expected. Okay, so I think that that the person needs to work on his mindset constantly. I think that you need to stimulate your brain in a positive way every single day, without an exception. And in the days when you feel like shit and you don't want to play, honestly, I don't like, you need to figure out for yourself what is better to like if you can spend like half an hour, 1 hour doing something about your mindset and towards improving it, and then go back, holy fuck, and then go back on the table and perform on a higher level, I think that's a lot more optimal. However, if this is not an option, and if you cannot get out of this shitty mood or whatever, but you still need to put in the work, maybe lower at least your highest limit. I wouldn't go down to like low limits or something like that. Let's say if you're grinding constantly NO 400, maybe grind at NO 200. But yeah, this is something that you just need to test out, man, and see what is the best way for yourself. Like me personally, whenever, what I do is I usually like I don't have a day, or at least I cannot recall a day where I didn't have like this feeling for playing, like I always want to sit and play before session, and I feel like super high emotions before going to the battle. But with me, the problem is once the battle starts and I see that things are problematic and they're not going my way, this is where the doubt comes into my head, and I'm constantly trying to find and look for a way to minimize the doubts or to eliminate them completely. Also, to focus on my game and not my thoughts, which usually after a few suckouts are pretty horrible. And I do basically what I do right now with tournaments is I optimize my breaks a lot. So in the breaks, I do a bunch of random shit and different shit. It's basically I'm like I have this, like this saying that black cat crossed the road, and like you're like superstitious. So I'm kind of like that a little bit. Like what I do is I like, for example, I can take a cold shower, which is not literally a cold shower in Costa Rica, but it's as cold as it gets. So this is something I do. Like basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to break my pattern, my thought pattern, because I think that's like the worst thing that happens to me is what I'm thinking. Like it's even if I run bad, like the thoughts are the things that destroy me. So I'm trying to break the pattern of those thoughts consciously. And I do it, as I said, sometimes I'm going to take a cold shower. What I like doing a lot is changing my playing station, my playing place. So for example, if I'm grinding in the living room, I'm going to go outside and grind. I don't know if that's an option for you, but if it's an option, it's a good thing to try out. So basically during the break, I just move my setup quickly. Another thing that I do is very bad, but I do it with my children. So I go for like 5 minutes and I just try to basically restart everything that I have in my head. So in other words, just find a way, if you find similarities in what I'm saying in your game, just find a way to break this negative pattern of thoughts that you have in your head. And the problem with this is that it appears again. So after the break, you sit down, and after 50 minutes, it appears again. So what I do is, the next break, I do another thing. And yeah, that's obviously I'm not healing the cause, the true cause of the problem. However, it still feels better to start fresh or whatever, and I like to think that every single time I do this, I'm extending the good moments. Right. So yeah. All right. So, by the way, bought a book from Anthony Robbins. Works very well, improving the mindset. Yeah. Tony Robbins has great books, man. Another thing I highly recommend if you're into these things is the so-called tapes and sessions. So the ones that I truly enjoy are from Anthony Robbins. However, they're like a lot you can buy out there. There are also a lot of programs out there. There is one called Transformation Mastery. It's a good one. So you can basically do a research, or if you're interested, I can give you some tips on some guys. But generally, Robbins is a good starting point for pretty much any situation, and he has a bunch of different programs that are structured for different purposes. and you can check them out. You can maybe even download them from somewhere. I don't know if they have them somewhere, but if not, you can order them. Pretty fucking awesome. Okay, any other questions, guys? What about the next session? What do you want? What do you want to talk about next month? Any ideas? Anyone? Am I talking to myself? Or are you here?
No.
Ah, okay. I just don't see if anyone is here. All right. So, okay. Any other questions? Anything? Anything you want to talk about? We have like 10-15 minutes more. Nothing. How is the grind go?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear now. What's up?
Yeah, okay, sorry, it was my mic. My second question that I had was about like what you do differently on good days and on bad days. And what I basically meant was you have good days and you have bad days. And when you look back, not like what do you do, like when you have a bad run, do you study or something like that, but did you start the day differently? Like it was supposed to be a bad day because you didn't do your routines or whatever, so that you recognize, okay, I have bad days, but they are like self-made because I didn't do that or those.
I get you. I understand what you mean. Okay. That definitely affects me a lot. So basically, when, like currently I can give you an example from Costa Rica because it's quite fresh. So my daily schedule starts at 8 a.m. As far as grinding goes. And this means that for me to do my morning routine, I need to wake up every single day at 6 o'clock, right? Or earlier. So for example, there are the days where I stayed late for some idiotic reason, like watching something stupid or something like that, and got distracted, or had like a bottle of wine, which makes me wake up, for example, 7:30, and I need to start grinding directly. And those are the days that, like I missed out my meditation, I missed out my morning walk, I missed out making my green smoothie, which is like basically, like those are the mandatory things for me. My green smoothie and my meditation in the morning are like the things that keep me very highly energized. And I feel like, like I'm kind of attached to them because I feel like this is a recipe for success. And whenever I don't follow this recipe, I feel like I'm going to fail. And this is exactly what is happening, like I think it's again somewhat connected with my subconscious that, like I know deep down inside me what the recipe is. And whenever I'm not taking this recipe, I'm failing. So yeah, when I don't do my morning routine and I jump directly into playing, two things happen. The first thing is, I don't know if this is true, but I feel like I'm underperforming. And the second thing is, which is the worst thing, is that my thoughts, that I'm kind of punishing myself, like whenever something happens on the tables, I'm thinking something like, oh, you see, that's because you didn't do your meditation and you didn't drink your smoothie or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I don't hear this voice exactly saying this to me in my head, but it's like I'm punishing myself. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, I don't know if you understand what I mean. Like you know, you deserve
Yeah,
this.
I know exactly. Yeah, subconsciously you don't think you deserve it because you
Yes,
didn't do what you're supposed to do, and so
exactly, exactly.
you're self-sabotaging.
Exactly, and that's like a huge thing because you know for any form of poker, but also in tournaments, you know, like I don't feel that I deserve to go to a final table and win a tournament today. Do you know how bad this is for for a mindset to have? You know, so yeah, like figure out. I think you're pretty optimized as far as scheduling and planning goes, but you know, like we talked about in last session about the right diet, starting your day the right way. So whatever you do to start your day, aim to be very highly uh, um, aim to be very good for you, like very that will give you a very good start of the day, you know, and make the routine, and you know, truly believe that this is what gets you going, because it is, you know, like there is a huge difference when you drink a smoothie and you do meditate on the ocean, man, and then go back and playing with a clear mind. And then the other option is just jump out of bed in my pajamas or whatever, and you know, like eat some type of toast or bread on the go and start grinding directly, you know, without almost brushing your teeth or whatever. So yeah, just make a very solid routine and see how it works for you if you don't have one already. If you do, your question is probably rhetorical because you already know the answer. What is missing? Mm,
Yeah, you're right.
but I think that not a lot of poker players have this, honestly. From what I have spoke with others, like there are a lot of people that they have their mindset, a lot of poker players that have a very strong mindset and they understand how poker works, etc. But you know, like they start playing, for example, 6 o'clock in the evening and they play until 6 o'clock in the morning, you know, like they have like these horrible schedules, which prevents them from you know, like doing cool stuff before you do grind. Mm, there was like, I don't know if you have this in Six Max, but there was this commandment, 10 commandments of BPC or whatever that Gordon made, that you need to scream and shout before session as a warm up, right? I never did that, and I didn't do it because at the time that I joined the program, I was doing the Hour of Power with my incantations. So basically, I was doing the same, and this was another thing. And like, I'm always wondering, like, why the fuck did I ditch the Hour of Power when it was so fucking good for me? You know, like, I switched it with kind of meditation now, which, you know, like, I don't like I don't know, man. I still have doubts about the Hour of Power. If you know, like, because the Hour of Power was so fucking good for me, and I promoted it so much, and then the feedback that I got from other people was not that good. You know, what I mean? And like this kind of, I mean, that wasn't the reason that I stopped doing it, but this was one of the reasons I started searching for something better. You know, which was not necessary because it was just fucking great for me.
I'm wondering that the feedback wasn't that good because I think the Hour of Power is great. It's just like, for example, that the gratitude thing is it's always the same. Like I did it for quite some time, but I mean I'm thankful for the same things always.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like after some times it was like, okay, I mean I'm a thankful person anyway,
Yeah.
and it's good to remind yourself sometimes, but it's not like I gain something new by doing it
Mm-hmm.
after some months. that's why, I mean, I think it is great, really, and I don't understand how anyone can see differently. But yeah, I also think you don't have to do it the rest of your life. It's good to try it with meditation now and try different things. Just because something works out for you doesn't mean that you don't that you're not allowed to try different things. I think that's actually a good thing to do.
Well, about the gratitude thing, you can, I mean, like, you could obviously also skip it or just be grateful for like 15 seconds. But like what I really what really set up my day was the incantation part, and the breathing part in the beginning. Like the first time I will never forget, like when I started doing the Hour of Power and I was breathing early in the morning, like super nasty, you know, like sweaty from the evening, not even taking a shower and just going outside in the 6th district in Vienna, man. And I was so ashamed of doing the incantations because like there was like a small park that I want to go there, but you know, like it was very high intense screaming type of thing, and I was kind of ashamed. So I was walking on the, you know, like Linke Windseile where the cars are, you know, where the U-Bahn is going. So I was going there, and I was going on the other side of the street so that I can scream, you know, not on the boardwalk. But this was like something that was setting up my day so fucking good, man. Like those incantations, those like those it just energized me so fucking good. Which, for example, I'm kind of missing right now with meditating. However, it has other aspects. Maybe I should just implement both. I'm just thinking right now because it was so fucking awesome.
Yeah, you can certainly do that. I mean, why not just taking the best part of it, or the part that helps you the most, like the incantations, and just add it to your meditation or whatever, to your morning routine.
Yeah, well, I think it's also a pretty good thing to add, and I didn't really think about it. Now when I think about it, I think it's a pretty good thing to add incantations in the breaks, you know, like exactly when things are like super shitty, you just go in front of the mirror for like 5 minutes and you just fucking scream to yourself, man. You know, like especially like I'm thinking of different situations where I'm like a pussy, you know, like when I whine or when I am like playing on the tables, and then, you know, because I'm running bad, I start playing bad. And then exactly at this moment, if I can just get my ass off the chair and just go and scream to this motherfucker in the mirror a little bit and take him back on the right track, I guess. I think I'm gonna try out that one, actually. I'm gonna try out that one and see how it works. Because I think it's going to be pretty fucking awesome, man. Okay, guys. Anything else?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that if you have a virus like you at the moment, if you have that in Europe, you're maybe feeling sick for 3 days, but if you have that in South America, you're probably gonna die. So it was nice to know you.
Fuck off.
No, just kidding.
Fuck off, man. Fuck off.
Just kidding.
Okay, let me turn off the recording device and I'm gonna tell you a short story.
Okay.
So